Hey guys, YouTuber Nerd here. Alright, and now here I finally am back. Yeah, it's been like about a little over 2 weeks since I have made a video. Yeah, it's just that because of the stuff that's been going on. I told you about like all the work that's been going on in my room. Like it's done now. As you can see, like I'm back in my room now, and everything is back up in here again. Yeah, but yeah, it's just like with all this stuff going on, and like I was saying at my dad's, like I told you, and plus just for the last 2 weeks, it's just like been kind of a different style for me because yeah, I've like been working like some more hours, and just like when I get home. Like it's just that I like get really tired and stuff, and I'm not just really just haven't been up to really making videos. But yeah, I finally am back to doing that now. So yeah, and so yeah, like I told you guys in my last video, you know, like I made the last video I made, I was like talking about like Game Boy cartridges and just how there were like a couple of just some strange things about them and stuff. Yeah, I did say that I was going to like in the next video I was going to do, I was going to like talk about something else, kind of like regarding a Game Boy in a way. And so yeah, in this video, I'm finally going to talk about that. Yeah, but before I get started with this, I thought I would just like talk a little bit about like a little more about what like I was talking about in my last video because since I made that video, I have like kind of like found out a little bit more about like why one of the things I mentioned was like that. Like in the last video I did, I was talking about like why the cartridges on the original Game Boy like were two different colors. There were gray ones and black ones, and I was like asking if there was anything different about either one. And so ever since then, I have found out like what is different about them. And I did find out that like the black cartridges actually were able to function on the Game Boy Color, which yeah, I did see that because yeah, like I told you in the last video, like the Men in Black game for the Game Boy, I did like play on the Game Boy Color, so yeah, I did know that black cartridges could like function on the Game Boy Color, but I guess like the gray ones could not. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if that was true because I didn't actually have any gray cartridges for the original Game Boy when I like played the Game Boy Color. But you know, from what I've researched, I've like now heard that the black cartridges were actually able to function on the Game Boy Color, and the gray ones weren't. Yeah, but for really like they all can function on the Game Boy Advance because I do have a Game Boy Advance, and yeah, the gray cartridges for the original Game Boy do work on the Game Boy Advance, and the black ones, and the Game Boy Color ones. So yeah, well, I guess the Game Boy Advance can just play them all. Oh yeah, but so yeah, I guess that's a little bit of an update for what I was addressing in my last video. All right, but anyway, so what this is going to be about? This is going to be about something that Nintendo like used to do, like a feature that they used to have on some of their like older consoles, but it's a feature that they really don't have for their consoles anymore. So what this is about is how how Nintendo used to like give um their consoles like accessories and stuff that which allowed like the players to actually play like the Game Boy games on the TV. Like they gave their consoles like accessories that like could play like Game Boy games and such on those consoles that you could play on the TV. So yeah, and if they don't do that anymore with their consoles. Like back like during on the Super Nintendo days, like for the Super Nintendo, they like had uh the Super Game Boy adapter, which yeah was basically like just a bigger cartridge that would fit in the Super Nintendo, like the size of the cartridges that were on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, here's one right here. Super Mario Kart. Yeah. This was the size of the cartridges for the games that were on the Super Nintendo, and yeah, they did have the Super Game Boy, which was still like was able to fit into the slot for the games on the Super Nintendo, but it was like kind of it was taller than this. So yeah, but yeah, and how that worked is just you put in like a an original Game Boy game cartridge inside of Super Game Boy, like they had like a slot to insert a Game Boy game in there, and you just put it into the Super Nintendo, and boom, it just was basically like a regular cartridge. You just stick it into the Super Nintendo and just turn on the console, and then you could play Game Boy games on the Super Nintendo on the TV. So yeah, and that did work with like the original Game Boy games with the gray cartridges and the black ones, and also like on the Nintendo GameCube, they also had the Game Boy player, which was an accessory that you would that would like go like at the bottom of the GameCube, and that was able to play just Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games, and you could play them on the TV. So Nintendo like used to like give their of like their consoles like that, like accessories that would allow gamers to actually play Game Boy games on the TV, and even like with the N64, like on the Pokemon Stadium game, they had a feature where there was like a Game Boy Tower area on the Pokemon Stadium game where you could actually play like Pokemon Game Boy games on the TV using the transfer pack for the N64. It was like another one of the packs that we would plug into the back of the N64 controller, like the memory pack and the rumble pack. Yeah, there was also like the transfer pack where, yeah, you would like plug that into the back of the controller, and you could like insert a Pokemon game into the pack, and then with that, then you would be able to go to the Game Boy Tower on the Pokemon Stadium game for the N64, and you could play Pokemon games for Game Boy on the TV. So yeah. So Nintendo like did like give their older consoles like accessories like that players could actually play like Game Boy games and such on the TV. But yeah, now Nintendo really doesn't do that anymore. Like the Wii U, and the Switch, they don't have any accessories like that where you can play like handheld games for Nintendo's handheld devices, those games on their TV anymore. Like for the DS or the 3DS or anything, like the newer consoles like the Wii U, and the Switch, they don't have any of those. They don't have accessories like that where you can play handheld games on the TV. So yeah, and just why did Nintendo stop doing that? I really don't know why. I mean, is it just because they felt that they didn't really need to do that? Because I mean, since it really didn't really there wasn't really like much difference on like playing the games like on the just handheld devices like the Game Boy Advance and such, opposed to the TV, just so like there would be a bigger screen for people to play it on. They just feel that maybe like it was just pointless to do that, seeing how it really just really didn't mean anything else other than like having it be on a bigger screen. Did they just feel that like there really wasn't no point to do it, so they stopped doing it? Like I really don't know like why Nintendo really stopped doing that. Because this like given their consoles like accessories like that to play Game Boy games on, it was a pretty cool concept. And I've actually been like searching for a Game Boy player for a while for my GameCube, so I can play like Game Boy games on the TV. Yeah, I would definitely rather have the Game Boy player for the GameCube rather than the Super Nintendo for the Super Game Boy for the Super Nintendo. Seeing how like that the Game Boy player can actually play Game Boy Color games and Game Boy Advance games as well, and not just the original Game Boy game. So I really would rather have that. But yeah, why doesn't Nintendo really do that anymore for their consoles? Like, why didn't they like give the Wii or the Wii U and such like any accessories for players to actually like play like Nintendo DS games on the TV, or even like with the Switch? They could. Why don't they give that any accessories to play like 3DS games on the TV? So yeah, I'm not really sure like why Nintendo stopped doing these, because it was a really cool concept, and it really like, and yeah, also like it does like improve audio. Well, because yeah, the Game Boy games did have like some nice music to them, and so yeah, it was cool to like be able to like play them actually on TV. So it would like it would be louder. It would improve the sound and stuff. And yeah, I never actually have played the DS or the 3DS, so I don't know exactly like how those games look or how they sound or anything. But yeah, if they are like the Game Boy, if they're just like have better graphics and stuff, they probably would look really cool to play on the TV as well. So why Nintendo stopped doing this for their consoles, I'm not really sure why. But yeah, it really would be cool if they actually did continue this because this really was like a cool feature. And since like Nintendo really didn't doesn't really give their consoles like any like much additional features like the PlayStation and the Xbox does. Like the Nintendo consoles can't play yeah, they can't play like DVDs or Blu-rays. They don't really like have soundtracks or yeah, they really don't do anything else other than just play games. So yeah, this really would be cool if like Nintendo actually did continue this. So at least that they would be able to have like another additional feature for their consoles other than just playing just regular games. So yeah, but I'm not really sure like why Nintendo stopped doing this. I mean, just like I said in my last video, if you have any like better ideas or more knowledge of this than I do, why Nintendo stopped doing this for their consoles, comment on my channel and explain it to me because it's just something I really don't understand why they stopped doing. And speaking of which, while I'm on this subject, like going back a little bit to the Super Game Boy for Super Nintendo. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if, like, for the Sega Genesis, it's like Sega would have also like given the Genesis a like an accessory or something that would allow like people to play the Game Gear games on the TV if they gave the Genesis like a Super Game Gear or something. And yeah, like a Game Gear player or something like that. Like, wouldn't that have been awesome too? So, yeah, and since like Nintendo, the Super Nintendo really was the Genesis is a main competition during that time, like the main counterpart for it. It would have been cool if that would have been like a Sega's answer to the Super Game Boy. So yeah, but yeah, that just was like a little thought that I had just been thinking of a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, I just really don't understand like why Nintendo stopped doing this because these were like really cool features and why they stopped doing it, I'm really not sure. But yeah, like I said, if you know more about it than I do, if you know the reason, come on my channel and explain it to me. All right. So yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say about it. So yeah, it just is something that I really am wondering. So yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say about it. So I hope you guys did enjoy what I had to say about this and how that like all this work and work, like in my room and stuff, is now done. Hopefully, I can get back into the swing of things and make more videos for you guys. So stay tuned for more coming. All right, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.